Imagine telling your American boss, like, I demanded that he should apologize.
Oh, yeah.
You probably think you sound incredibly authoritative around there.
Sure.
But to them, you just sound like some time traveler who wandered out of a Victorian novel.
That is, well, it's the ultimate trap for language learners. We tend to think British and American English are just about accents, Tomatu versus Tomatu.
Yeah, exactly.
But the source material we are diving into today shows that beneath the pronunciation, I mean, the grammar, the spelling, the daily vocabulary, they operate on entirely different cultural systems.
It really is like they're identical twins. On the surface, you can barely tell them apart, but then you spend a day with them and you realize their personalities and the rules they live by are totally distinct.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
today's mission is decoding those subtle differences for you. Let's start with how they handle time. If you lose your keys and you are standing locked out in London, the phrasing is, it's incredibly strict.
Very strict, yeah.
Because that past action affects your present reality, you have to use a structure that links the two together.
Yeah.
What grammarians call the present perfect. You say, I've lost my key.
Right, but Americans completely bypass that rule. They don't mind throwing a simple past tense at a current problem.
Yeah?
They'll casually say, I lost my key, or he already left, and it sounds perfectly natural to them. That American preference for dropping extra grammatical weight extends to how they handle necessity, too.
Oh, right.
Like, a British speaker might suggest, we needn't hurry, or ask, shall we go, which feels very traditional. Americans just use don't need to or should.
Wait, but Americans also completely drop words like should when giving orders, right?
Yeah.
Going back to that Victorian novel example.
Yes, exactly.
The British say, I demanded that he should apologize, while Americans hack out the should entirely. I demanded that he apologize. Is American English just, I don't know, fundamentally impatient?
No.
It feels like it constantly tosses extra words out the window just to get straight to the point.
It is less about impatience and more about a historical drive for efficiency. When American English was being standardized, there was a conscious push to simplify the language.
To distance themselves from the British?
Yeah, partly to distance the new nation from the perceived fussiness of the British class system. That drive for directness fundamentally shaped the grammar.
Which perfectly explains how they navigate daily routines. The prepositions alone tell a story of stripped-down efficiency.
Oh, for sure.
If an American steps off a plane in London, they might be confused when told their friend went to hospital, now with the "ik" included, or that they hang out at the weekend instead of on the weekend and live in this street rather than on it.
And we see that same stripping away of prepositions in basic communication, too. A Londoner will ask you to write to me.
Right.
A New Yorker shaves off the preposition entirely for speed, just saying, write me.
My absolute favorite difference in daily scenarios, though, is the bathroom.
Oh, this is a good one.
In the UK, you have a bath. In the US, you take a bath. Saying you are having a bath sounds like this luxurious candlelit experience.
Yeah.
But taking a bath sounds like a hyper-efficient task you are aggressively crossing off a to-do list.
The verb choice captures the cultural psychology beautifully, honestly. Having implies experiencing something, while taking implies action and ownership.
Speaking of how a culture views itself, let's look at community. This blew my mind. When talking about a collective group of people, British English treats them as a collection of individuals. The team are playing well.
Right, whereas Americans treat the group as a single, cohesive unit. The team is playing well.
It's crazy.
It is a profound structural shift. And the mechanics of the language follow this same American push for modernization. Like, British English preserves older, irregular verbs like burnt or spoilt, uses ISE endings for words like organize, and doubles the L in traveling.
But American spelling intentionally flattened those out for simplicity. Burned, spoiled, IZE endings, single Ls. Okay, I need to push back on this whole American efficiency theory for a second, though.
Oh, let's hear it.
If Americans simplify everything and drop extra letters, explain this. When turning the word get into a past form, the UK uses the nice short word got, as in, your English has got better.
Mm-hmm.
But the US uses the longer, clunkier word gotten, like your English has gotten better. That is deeply ironic to me.
It seems backwards, I know, until you realize colonization acts as a linguistic time capsule.
Wait, what do you mean?
Gotten is not a new American invention. It was actually standard British English when the early colonists set sail. Britain eventually modernized and abandoned it for got. but America kept the older form frozen in time.
Wow.
So in that specific case, America is actually the one clinging to tradition.
That's fascinating. So what does this all mean for you as you navigate these two variations? The ultimate takeaway from our deep dive today is that neither of these identical twins is wrong.
No, not at all.
Choosing whether to sound more British or American just depends on your audience and where you happen to be communicating.
Yeah, pick your lane and stay consistent. The rules may be different, but applying them evenly is what makes you understood.
Exactly. But I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over. We talked about how the UK treats a team as a group of individuals. The team, or while the US treats it as a single unit, the team is.
Right.
If the language we use actively shapes our worldview, does this tiny grammatical difference subtly reveal how these two cultures actually view teamwork, authority, and individuality? Think about it.